So if you think aging wine in a wine cellar is the best way to get the perfect bottle, you may be wrong, because we got this new trend out there that's companies using the constant motion and high pressure of the ocean to age their wine. And these underwater wineries can double as artificial reefs.
Double good things.
Double good things.
Yeah, double good things.
Don't drink it all at
That's
once.
right, don't drink it all at once. Actually, under the sea is a great idea because it's like a barrier. You're like, well, do I want to go swimming? I don't know. Okay, so joining us today are the founders of ElixSea, an underwater winery below the Mediterranean Sea off the east coast of Spain. Gary and Mariona, thanks so much for being with us. Now, we're joking a little bit about, oh, do I want to go swimming for my wine? But I'm assuming that's not how it works. So tell us exactly how this works. How do you age wine underwater?
Well, basically the bottles. Well, good morning, everyone. So basically, we age the bottles in the sea. So the wine is already bottled, and we have to apply a couple of different things. So basically, a protective seal that is going to prevent the seawater to enter the wine, because then definitely we would have something that tastes completely different. But that's not our goal, to have seawater mixed with wine. And then, of course, we need to modify the labels as well, because we don't want the paper labels to be floating around in the sea. And then afterwards, we are putting them in large metallic containers, and then we sink them to the sandy bottom, which then, as the oasis effect goes, it turns into an artificial reef. From the smallest creatures appearing up to the larger ones. So after 5-6 months, we see larger octopus and moray eels appearing between the bottles.
What?
That is
Dude,
awesome.
that is so cool. I was actually going to ask, because like if you were on land and you left something like this, let's say in the woods, you'd imagine the mice would get to it, or a rat, or a possum, or a squirrel, or a bear. So you're actually wanting to attract the sea life to your wine.
Absolutely. So it's like, where we're placing the wines is not, like in a coral reef or anything. Actually, it's like sun. Like, can be like a small creatures, but there's nothing. So imagine like that you're in a desert and you're placing like a palm tree and a little bit of water. So it's the same. So our metallic structures is like a protection place. So of course, any fish or like what we have, like sponges, algae, everything, like they found shelter there. So they are protecting there from thunderstorm or predators. So they are growing like crazy. So it's not a new artificial reef.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's so cool.
And of course, helping the sea life, which is a win-win. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. Other than the fact that it's, underwater and being stored underwater in the winery, how is it different from a bottle of wine that I might go somewhere on land and get?
Well, to begin with, it looks completely different. So this is an extreme example. These coral-looking creatures are actually filtering the water. So, but apart from the outside, obviously, the wine changes too. And I don't want to refer to like very technical terms, because we could talk about acidity and tannin levels and these kind of things. But to translate these terms into wine, it basically becomes a lot more smooth and a lot more intensive on the fruity flavors. So the experts that we usually taste with every single year when we are extracting these wines, they always say that it's almost like the wine has aged about 3 or 4 years during this half a year period, which is fantastic, because thanks to the short period of time, the wine also conserved the fresh, youthful notes, especially on the nose. So when you're smelling it, you still feel the fresh, young red fruits, but on the taste, so on the palate, it's already something much more mature and much more characteristic.
So it's what we like to say, it's like a person that has like 120 years, like a lot of wisdom, but is looking like 30 years old. So it's like
I'm sold.
That's so good. And you get smarter and wiser as you drink it.
Yeah.
No,
of course. You think you are getting smarter and wiser.
Real quick question, as we wrap things up here, what's your future? I mean, I could say this is an environmentally friendly goal that you've already set for yourself. What's the future hold for you guys?
So what we're planning now, so like what we're doing is like aging wine under the sea, but what we realize is like that we want to go farther. So the new planning for next year, 2023, is that we're going to start as well like growing like macroalgae that is like having like, now we see like so many benefits, and under it is going to be held on by like the cages. So we can substitute concrete blocks, but wines. So then it's like a full using the column of water and what we call like it's like blue economy and circular economy. So this is the newest step.
Basically, we're looking a little bit outside as well from just from marine enology and creating a better use for all the water column, and therefore creating like the alternative protein source.
Good.
Okay, so important question here as we sit here in the U.S. Can I get a bottle with barnacles on it shipped to me here in Atlanta?
At the moment, we don't have any official distributors in the United States, but the good news is that in a couple of months, we're going to make a big announcement on our social media platforms that we're going to be part of a large dining experience, which is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So there you can try our wines.
Sweet.
Or we're open if somebody listening up to us wants to reach us. And we're more than happy to come to America. So yeah.
Well, we thank you guys for your time. I think this is so cool. Maybe more, other folks can get inspiration from it. So that's ElixSea, of course, the underwater winery. Gary and Mariona, we appreciate your time. It would be cool. I don't want to harm sea life, but how cool would it be is if you get a bottle with a barnacle or two on it?
Oh, I love it.